Okay, let's discuss net profit versus gross profit. And gross profit and net profit are completely different. I outline it here on two different examples that I'm gonna go over and share with you, but I'm really passionate about you guys understanding the difference between gross profit and net profit. And what most people talk about, it's so funny to me actually, is they constantly talk about their gross profit. And the gross profit is basically what you're making total in sum with your business without expenses. You know, so if you don't add in any of the expenses or subtract any of the expenses that you did or what you have as far as expenses goes, that is your gross profit. So you can take the tale of two businesses. We have one that makes $100,000 a year gross, and we have one that makes $60,000 a year gross. This $100,000 a year is actually a legitimate business. This one is a little 13-year-old kid who's just sitting there in his underwear playing on the computer. Okay, so funny little story. So let's say this business, a machine shop, for example, or whatever it may be, you know, we have $10,000 in supplies, expense equipment. We have $5,000 in maintenance cost. We have $20,000 in salary expenses that we got to put out, $10,000 in equipment, $15,000 in advertising. Our net profit is $40,000. Wow. Okay, so from $100,000, the net profit for the business is $40,000. Whereas here, a kid that's sitting, you know, playing on the computer, making $60,000 a year gross, a lot less than this, but he only has $5,000 in expenses because, you know, maybe he buys a computer, he outsources a few things to India, China, Pakistan, and he makes $55,000 in net profit. Okay, so already the little kid is ahead of the big business, okay? And this is the number is actually what's important. This is what goes in your bank account. And so many people talk about gross and gross profit. Now, why do they do that? They do it because of number crunching and because of the ego side of things. When we start seeing the number crunching, we start seeing, oh, what's the potential of this next business that I'm trying to start, or the business that I'm working in, or where's my whole potential of my business? When in fact, if you look at the really, really good business people, some of them actually focus on the expenses side and where they can cut the expenses, because this is what affects you month after month, year after year. And then you escalate your business each year thereafter because your expenses have now diminished or have gotten a lot smaller, and now your net is going to be so much higher each and every single year. But so many people, especially solo entrepreneurs, I laugh at it because they constantly talk about their gross profit or what they can make from their business. What's their revenue and the salary going to be? They do tons of number crunching. Sometimes I see these people crunching numbers on like 3 to 5 sheets of paper and check this out and look at this. A lot of it MLM or this and that. And it's just funny to me. So when you're looking at your business, when you're planning things out and when you're number crunching, look at the net profit that you're gonna make. That's the only number that counts. It's what goes in your bank account. Forget the gross, focus on the net. The gross is great to see what your total cap would be, but expenses are always gonna be there. And there's gonna be hidden expenses. So don't get blindsided and look at the net, because that's where you really are making a financial contribution to yourself, to the bank account, and also that money can be used to spend elsewhere. Donate it back to a charity or donate it to another different cause that could be beneficial for animals or something like that. So I hope this video was a little bit helpful, gives you a little insight. At least you understand the difference between gross and net profit. I want you to always focus on the net profit more than the gross profit, because as I talked about, gross profit doesn't really mean much until after you get through the expenses. So focus on the net, look at your business, compare it, see where the net profit is, and then see how you can escalate it. Get rid of those expenses and maybe drive it further to be that much better in revenue.